Welcome to LSK/Cal West Manufacturers. We're here with Aaron, who is like just a genius, and Anthony, who is also like one of those people how you don't understand how smart they are because they're just so damn smart, if that even made sense. Basically, I'm gonna let you guys take it from here, explain this Pro R 2-seater cage, and then we're gonna start getting to work on this Pro R right here and fit their very first designed cage off their laser and CNC bender machines that I'm excited about.
Yes. Cool.
Give us a rundown on what you guys did here with the bungs, how it all latches together, the materials, and the whole process, dude.
All right, sounds good. So we have, this is gonna be the Pro R 2C cage. This is the first run of this cage. That's gonna be a new product for us. Just kind of explain to you guys what we have going on here. We have main bars that are made out of 120 wall on this cage. We definitely want to make sure it's nice and thick for this heavier car. We have our B pillars here, and then all the extra items that go in between that we'll be showing you guys when we put it together. So one of the key items is we have these 5-axis machine bungs. There's an alignment mark here that will line up on the tubes too to make sure you guys have it all clocked in together in the right fashion. We have a pass-through on the front A-pillar bung that lets you pass, wires through the tubes if you want to drill a tube, up high for lights or wires to go through.
You didn't even tell me that earlier.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah.
So helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely nice.
For those people
so
that
if you're putting
want
your
that
cage together,
cleanness.
if you're putting your cage together and you have a roof light, you can punch a hole, maybe pass some like fishing wire or welding wire down through it. So when you're done welding, you just pull your cable right through, just like you're pulling through conduit. Makes it super nice to keep it clean.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and then on this car we have the rubber boot at the A pillar, so all your wires are like totally hidden. It's pretty sleek.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
The rear bungs are a little bit more funky on these cars. We actually have two different versions that look almost identical. The rear and B pillar bungs are slightly different. The only difference is actually the hole diameter. So it'll be pretty obvious when we go there, like what bolt we pull out, where they're going to go. So we'll get to that. As far as the tubing goes, everything is laser etched with a part number. So you can see right here we have PS6. So for this particular cage, it's going to start with a PS. This is tube number 6. We'll have a PDF in the box that'll show you, hey, this is tube number 6. If this is written backwards like this one, that means it's a passenger side tube. If it's written normal, that's a driver side tube. So it should be possible to kind of figure out how they go together even without having to stare at the PDF for too long.
So this cage is going to be basically available to ship to you or to ship to a fabricator of your choice, where this makes it easy. It's laid out to where you can do this in your garage, or someone can do this in the shop for a customer and have exactly what we're going to be running on our Pro R. That's sick. That makes it easy.
Sweet.
And I'm going to be a little harsh critique on it, even though it's your first cage.
Let's do it.
Let's see how this thing
let's see how it goes out.
But also just like seeing these tubes with the different alignment keys, which you can see here, makes this super easy. And you guys got centering marks like.
Yeah, so for example, like this is the visor bar. We actually have a laser etch mark in the center, so you'll have to pull out a measuring tape and find the center for the window bars or the center roof bar. You can just gauge it right off that etch mark. We're just trying to make it really easy. Same thing with like stuff that we didn't think needed to be keyed. We actually added lines that'll match up lines on the tubes as well. So it's kind of just like a guide. You can use them if you want, that's so it matches the computer, but if it comes up a little different, at least you can kind of reference what you did.
That's tight.
Adult-sized Legos.
Yeah.
Love it.
Adult-sized Legos. These guys use latest and greatest technology for scanning the platform of a stock cage. That was your expertise. You guys want to see some cool scanning laser stuff that this guy's got on the computer over here? Let's go check it out.
Okay, so we're going to go over what we did to develop this cage. We have a Faro scanner. We scan the car with a factory cage on it. So this is a picture of the mesh or the point cloud that we got with the scanner, and gets us all our factory points, our factory cage, and all the body lines, so we can do things like windshields and get all the tubes to land where they're supposed to. So pretty much from here, what we do is we take our mesh and we rebuild the actual, the factory cage in it. So let me hide this here. You can see we actually rebuilt that whole factory cage just for being able to pick up all the points that we needed. So So when this is all kind of done, what we do is we bring this back out to our assembly that we build it in. All right, so here we have the overlay of our new cage onto the old cage. We bring in all of our pivots, and we build the cage to land on all these pivots. So these are the 5-axis machine pivots that we talked about earlier. You can see we're lining up all the lines, putting etch marks on them. You see the part numbers on the cage. Yeah, so this is part of the development. We key the tubes so they key together. Just trying to make it as easy as possible for anyone that's building it directly on the car to put it together. So as far as like design goes on these, we take into account trying to make this cage strong and sound. On this cage in particular, because it's a heavier car, we did default to 120 wall main bars, and then also on the B-pillar, so we kept them thick. On the other tubes, we did go back to the 095, so all of the main bars and the B-pillar is 120 wall. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist on how this kind of goes together, and once we're done with it, we send it out to our laser, cut it, and bring it over the bender and get it bent up.
Sweet, show me this thing.
Yeah, so this is the Faro scanner. So what we do is we actually position it close to the vehicle. This is kind of encoders in every single joint, so it's kind of a real-time way of measuring something instead of just actually holding a handheld that's looking for targets. This actually knows where it's planted. Downside to this is that you have to move it around the car and stitch it all together.
That thing is like NASA shit, dude.
So yeah, exactly. So we scanned everything. It's not on right now, but there'll be a blue line on here. We'll scan the cage, pull it all up in the computer, and then it's pretty much just like having calipers in the computer. We just have like something that we can use to pick measurements off of, and it works really well. It's a bit of a learning curve, but it definitely helps us in development with our cages.
That's it, dude. She's off.
All right.
Now the fun part begins. We're gonna bolt up all the anchor points using factory hardware. She looks so naked.
Convertible, baby. Drop top.
And utilize these clamps that Aaron and UTV distribution. Yeah, so we're gonna utilize these clamps that you guys saw some beauties of, that Aaron and UTV distribution machined out. Let's bolt this shit up. Come on, Harry. First main tube is in, and the profile looks sick. So, as Aaron was explaining earlier, there are identification marks on all these bungs to basically line the tube and the bung up to make sure that you know your rotation is dialed.
Yeah. So you'll see there's a line right here when we get to the B pillar. You'll see an etch mark on the tube, so it gives you an idea that you're clocked correctly, because these can kind of go in different orientations. One of the things too we did is when you take the factory cage off the car, you're gonna see the center of the car just like drop, like the bungs just like get close to the air. So we put a jack in the middle to kind of help separate everything back to the way it was out of the factory. Helps the cage pop on there a lot easier. Once you get over that lip, it just snaps right in.
Snap right on in, brother. Snappy. Is the second side gonna fit or what? Oh yeah. Woo, baby! Look at that. And the nice thing about these versus other cages, this step right here makes it to where it gives it a lot more strength and structure to not shear or break. And it's got a huge fillet weld, so you can get a really deeply penetrated weld, and I'm sure that was part of the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sick! Dude, he said if these fit, the rest is dialed.
This is the very first of this cage. This is the prototype, and hopefully it's the final. But now we're gonna use these keyholes up here. We're gonna get our next tube in the center, make sure it's all squared up, and then we just build from there.
Sick. Have you guys met Miguel? Miguel, what's up, dude?
Man.
He's the master TIG welder here at LSK and Cal West Manufacturing, so I'm sure you guys keep him pretty busy.
Yeah, Miguel's a great welder, so I'm excited for him to weld in this thing.
Tight. Most people probably MIG weld these, but he's like, if you have the time, we can TIG weld it, and I'm like, I got the time. Let's make it nice.
Yeah, let's make it nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so on this tube, this is the crossbar behind your head. We have keys on the end of the tubes on both sides, and a part number on this tube as well. If you can see right here, we got the first key right there. So we don't go too crazy with the keys, because after you get this tube in, everything kind of like builds off of it. So this helps you get set up, and then everything forward just kind of fits together like a glove. So let's see what happens. So you can see the keys curve. This key is going to go on that side, and then the part number is PS3. We're going to put all the part numbers on the driver's side for the tubes that are single.
Little back a little bit. Oh,
It's beautiful.
bro, and it's like it
locked
stays
in.
in place. Like
Yeah.
it's
So-
locked in.
So we'll use this as a chance to square this thing up, make sure corner to corner that it's square, and then from there it should be pretty easy going.
We are, since we got the old cage off, after we bolted these in, we're like less than like 5 minutes into like putting these, like,
Yeah, we're gonna have this thing together pretty quick.
cheaters. We're cheating right now. We're cheating. But I like it because with how busy I am, being able to work with these guys, and they did the whole roof line of the TT bug. So they bent it, radiused it, and the whole shebang for us, and that worked perfectly. And knowing what they know, this saved me like weeks of time, and I don't have it.
You on the computer?
Yeah.
So I just added material on the side. Oh, fuck yeah.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Dang.
Brian.
So,
How badass is that?
trick factor about this is automotive glass.
Yeah.
So,
So it doesn't shatter, it stays together.
so if you do say make someone spits out a baseball sized rock, it's not gonna like go straight through it and shatter in your face. It's gonna be like a car windshield where it just spiders, but it still holds together, and then you got to kick it out to keep going, like I had to do with my old
Oh, did you?
my old Chevy. I rolled it at the Del Mar Fair Tough Trucks in like 2006 or some shit.
Holy cow.
In high school. And luckily I had a pair of goggles behind the seat, so I kicked the windshield out and I drove it home, because I drove it there from East County. So I drove it home with just goggles, mobbing my Chevy that I just rolled at Tough Trucks. I felt like such an idiot. But
That's awesome.
Well, we hope you don't kick this one out.
I mean, Will probably have to kick
Will
it out, since Will's put it on its side. You know, I might have too,
Maybe.
but. All right, you guys want to go see some laser stuff? We're gonna take a short break right now, get a couple things situated, grab some lunch. But they have the laser running right now, and they're also bending some stuff. So we'll show you guys their laser machine that makes all these tubes to the T, to perfection, as you can tell. And the bending process, eat some lunch, get back to it. I know it's California would have been, but I was pretty sketched the whole time. They laser cut it, and then it's transferring from their bend to their radius. So this is the roof line of another cage of some sort or something.
Yeah, so this is an X3 cage for another customer.
For an X3 cage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see like the different rotations. So as it's going through, they set it up down here with indication mark, right?
Yeah, so we have actual marks on the tube. It's actually on that end that we line up on the bender. And then from the computer, we send over the bend program, just like a CNC program for a mill. And then we run it.
It's going down right now. Check it out. Back to bend, with a little bit shit. That's the coolest shit ever, dude. As you guys just saw, the tube bender and roller. Another cool thing my man Aaron did here as his college senior project, or?
Yeah, senior project in college, yeah.
He built this entire fiber optic laser.
Yeah, fiber tube laser, yeah.
Fiber tube laser. How long did that take?
Probably about a month.
And you were 21, 22?
Yeah, 22.
22, and he built a freaking tube laser, bro. I told you, these guys are so goddamn smart. They've also built a ton of robotic stuff for like,
yeah, so we do a lot
OEM
of like
stuff
for mostly for aerospace. So like in the assembly line for certain fasteners or hardware, we have robots that we install that do a lot of the handwork.
Make it quick.
Yeah. So we use the robot on this one to help us with the loading.
Did you build this robotic loading arm?
Yeah, so we got the arm and then we built all the end effector stuff for picking up the tubes, and he's got a little touch screen that he tells it what size tube, and it goes in, picks it up, and puts it in the machine for him.
This shit's so cool. If you're into like any sort of form of motorsports or just machinery stuff, and knowing that these guys build it and develop it and manufacture it under Cal West, which is this building, aside from LSK, that's just fucking sick.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. All right, let's see some shit cut, dude. Cut some shit, baby. The first were for bolts that went through? For
the bolts on the X3, yeah.
Bolts on the X3
so this is the
cage.
bar that's getting bent right now.
So as they're being cut, how many of these, what's the, let's see the cut, let's see the cut quality on the end of that. Dang! Fresh, engraving, just like that. Oh, it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. There, have you ever seen this?
I'm like speechless.
You've never seen anything
No,
like this?
Have you
Where it
seen-
goes
have you
boom
seen
to
this
boom.
one?
No,
Oh, okay.
not at all.
How long do you think it would take me to notch
Oh,
and bend that
I mean,
tube?
we would be spending like 3 days building a cage together
Easily,
for sure.
2 people. And
Yeah.
you guys spit them out pretty quick.
Yeah, and then on like chromoly tubes for like a tube chassis for building the, anything on the race car, we'll nitrogen cut it so the coke comes out nice and shiny and clean, and doesn't
No
take much prep
cleanup
work.
at all,
Still got to clean the outside, but
Yeah.
other than that, like the end is nice and clean, and it's a really nice setup.
So it gets better.
Yeah. All right, so this is our plate laser department. We have 2 fiber plate lasers, one that's 6x12, one with 5x10. We nitrogen cut all this chromoly parts here. We're able to upload the SolidWorks models right here to the vendor, and actually have the 3D model. They don't have that up right now, and it'll actually tell the operator where to put the tooling and move the backstop to the correct position. So it's pretty cool. It's fairly automated for what it does. So we have 4 welding bays over there. So we weld all our products in these 4 bays, and if we have bigger projects, we'll weld them on these segment tables. These things are incredibly flat. We love them. And then over here we have some manual equipment for if we need to adjust anything or make some custom parts. They're actually cleaning this area up right now, but we have a manual lathe over here with a DRO and a manual mill over here with a DRO as well. Okay, so we have a laser etch mark right here. It's kind of faint to see it. And then we have a mark on this tube as well. So we're gonna use this one. We're just gonna go until it hits the tube, and just to make sure we get our alignment good, we're gonna drop it in this bottom keyhole, and then we're gonna line up this etch mark up top, and then we know that we're all in the right spot. So there's the etch mark. So we can go ahead and tack that when you're ready, Miguel.
Yeah.
So we definitely beefed it up. On the XP Pro, there's a bar here, and the bar is laying on both of them. So what we did on this one, instead, we don't have anywhere to land, so we had to come in and kick it. And now this point is now connected to this bung, so it makes it nice and strong. And then we have a gusset tube that makes it parallel. So there's another laser etch mark right here, and it's gonna line up to the mark on the tube. That fits amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's amazing. So now you have a MIG welder, you're just like flap.
Yep.
But we're going the extra mile and taking it.
All right, Miguel. All right, so we're gonna put the visor bar between the main bars first. He's got keys on the end of that tube. He's gonna put in the keys on the crossbar, and then we're just gonna slide this bar up to join up with it. Cool. And then there's a laser etch right in the middle, so you can crawl up there and we can see get that bar centered on there.
Oh yeah, dude, look at that. Wham bam, thank you ma'am.
Only thing we need to do is just measure here to here, get this all
Squared
nice
out.
and squared out. We're good. Go up a little bit. Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, dude. Shit.
And then when we line this visor bar up, we want to be just, if we were eyeballing across the surface, we want it all to touch. That way all the windshield roof stuff lines up. If you have this dipped down or dipped up high, it's going to make a mess for doing a windshield on here.
Are we measuring this? You gotta take. I got this.
It's going to go on the driver's side. Yeah, right here.
Part number on the driver's side.
Yep.
Because of the etchings.
And probably have to use a little bit of
And
mallet.
then is this a centering?
Oh, there's a line on the tube too.
Oh yeah.
It's cheating, man. We just gotta get it in place. I don't think it gets more dialed than that.
Dude, you might as well not take that hood off, dude. We're moving so fast. You like that plane?
Yeah.
Or wherever you want,
Hold on,
dude.
we go. Right there.
Look at this. Come here. Look at this. Look at that sight of that line right there. Can you even focus on it?
Hold up, wait. Now I can. Damn.
Easy.
Line there. You good? Yep. I'll put a check on the bottom. Thank you. Oh, let me check the plane. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, baby. So sick. Come check this out. Look at these copes. Look at that. That is tight. Like, God dang, Gina. God dang.
Ready?
Gina's my mother's name also too, by the way. She would approve. She would approve. So this will help. These tubes are going to help keep it from also spreading apart if there is an impact on the back, and it keeps it side to side, whereas the stock cage, there's nothing really side to side from there up towards the center. And then if you scoot the seat all the way back as well, it's behind, far behind the seat. So even if the seat does flex, you still got, you know, from the back of the seat, you still got 4 or 5 inches of head clearance. So like, unless there's a major impact, you're not going to hit your head on this thing. But the triangulation does so much for these.
So this is the roof. We have slotted holes that are in there ready for the tabs to go in. What we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and put it on the top of the car and clamp it down so it takes the shape. And then once we have a position, then we'll finger tighten all the bolts in there and start tacking the tabs in from the bottom. You know, we need to go a hair that way. Just a hair, like a 30-second. So little. Right there, that's it. That's perfect. Yep.
Boom. We're getting really anal with it. Just because this is the first one. So the roofs fit on, and then the holes have a slight slot to them. So basically, you can basically pull the tab to the tube. So you can bolt it up, super easy. Pull the tab to the tube, clamp it in several positions, and then weld those tubes on. It's just, yeah, I can't believe like how well this stuff fits together. It's just like, we're taking our time. We got a lot of people here because we're trying to get this bad boy done, because we got a lot of other shit to do today, and we're ahead of schedule, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Harry's stoked. He's pissed though because he wanted this cage, but he might get a different cage because he's had his car for a while, but now he wishes he had this cage.
A little bit.
A little bit. Big cruiser guy now, huh?
Big cruiser guy.
Big cruiser guy. Even look at this right here. Look at this, is like, look how it notches out for the tube from the top. Look from the top.
Move your hand.
It's sitting on top of the button heads up top. That's why there's a little gap in there. But how it just, like, they laser cut like out for the tube right there. It's just, yeah, it's the little things. And then also with that, allows you to put a tab off of the top corner right here if you want to put a light bar across there, or a bung, or something of that nature to let. Dude, sick. Oh, dude, this is nice. Yeah, looking like through there. Big windshield guy.
Big windshield guy. What's happening? I like the new doors. So I heard these are all you.
Yeah, a little bit different style. I try to do something with the scoop that these Polaris have. I usually see a lot of bulk up here, so I try to slim it down, give a flat top so you can stick your arm out the top.
Oh, yeah.
Cruising down Oldsmobile Hill.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
We're always cruising.
The new windshield too.
Ooh,
big cruising.
Big cruiser, dude. Just gotta keep this mustache from flapping all over the place. These boys crushed it. The fit and fitment of this cage is pretty rad. Cage, doors. You guys stoked on it?
Yeah,
I'm
it's good.
stoked.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a spicy one today. Sick part about these doors is this shock right here. Boom! So it doesn't hyperextend, and it just shuts and is solid. Are you stoked? You gotta be stoked on it.
I'm super stoked. It came out really good.
Like,
This is the first actual install that we did on this. I just finished it last week, so should be seeing them soon. We're gonna go into production, but they're pretty dialed.
We have a couple other ideas on the cage, talking about potentially doing like a play race cage where down tube will come down, boom, and then it can utilize an opening door or a solid mid-rail bar, which would be sick because that strengthens up the center. Because, you know, if we want to go race and then we want to go play, that extra strength is going to be there for when we're racing, but it's going to be efficient to open when you're playing, so you don't have to crawl in and out over the door bar, which would be pretty epic. I mean, the sky's the limit with these, but we're trying to make it simple and universal package where you can pick multiple different options. But I'm stoked on today, dude.
Sweet, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
bro. You guys killed it. If you guys need anything like manufactured, or if you have drawings, you guys saw next door at Cal West, separate from LSK. They do a ton of R&D, aerospace stuff, just like you name it. A lot of top secret stuff we can't even talk about, but or show you guys. But these guys are next level for sure.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, dude.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, bro. Yeah, so we're gonna leave this here. They're gonna do some more scanning, and then after that, we're gonna come back and maybe go through phase 2 of it and see what we come up next. That'll be on the next episode.
Excited for that one.
Yeah.